So, a little note before I begin this. I'm recording at night and I have to have fans on because it's hot in here. I've turned some of the fans off because, well, that just would have sounded like a hurricane. And there's a dog barking in the background, and the dog is probably going to keep barking in the background, and the cat's probably going to keep moving around. And I think that there are probably bugs making a lot of noise out too. But it's better than the usual levels of like traffic and trains and stuff like that I'm usually getting. So this is what we're going to have. Cue the cow. Moo. Hello again. Welcome to WarCows. This is Augury, your middle-aged aunt who still plays video games. Today, we're in Sims 4 doing part 7 of Byron vs. Trash, which admittedly has really gotten off track. Well, to an extent. Byron only got married because of a prompt that comes from the Eco Pack, so I guess we're not that off track. But yeah, we're getting there. However, today I think perhaps we can start to fix some of these problems. After all, even though Byron does fail at most of the stuff he tries, he still has some skills. He still has his magic, and he still has his magic, and he can usually win a fight, and he can swim, and he can gather stuff off the ground, and he can dive into dumpsters. So there's that. As you can see, Byron is fighting with gnomes and really doing his hardest to try to make Harvest Fest good for everyone. He is very thankful this year. He's thankful that he survived. He's thankful for his house. And most of all, he is thankful for the weird little family he has. By the way, I aged Simon up to a toddler because babies are useless in this game. I mean, there's like rumors that won't always be the case, but for right now, yeah, they're basically just annoying little cry bombs. So I thought I'd make him a toddler, and he's really not a whole lot better because he's got that one trait that just makes him angry all the time. So I'm not really sure what to do about that, but hey, here we are. When he was aged up to a toddler, he was taken to a ritual called the Blessing of the Familiars. Familiars are, after all, truly magical creatures who wish for their human companions to do well in life. Byron's familiars went first, and let's see, Bob offered Simon the blessing of hygiene. I don't think Bob thinks a whole lot about Byron's hygiene. Clooney offered him good humor in the face of sorrow, which is maybe why Clooney always kind of comes off as a little bit psychotic. Twizzle offered him the blessing of a bright song in his heart. A little bit unusual, but hey, it's nice. Poe offered him the blessing of a sense of purpose. Then Elle's familiars came over to offer some stuff. I guess these are supposed to be blessings. This is Jealousy. Jealousy offered the blessing of sharp nails. Migraine blessed him with sharp teeth. Gramkin blessed him with a startling laugh. Jeez. Okay, Unkindness blessed him with a sinister walk. Great, he's going to have that creepy vampire walk. And Missile Launcher, really? Missile Launcher blessed him with an aura of dread. Okay. Then a strange thing happened. This tall, unknown woman came in and cast her own blessing on him. At least I think it was a blessing. No one really understood what she said, but I'm sure it'll be just fine. Yeah. It's going to be great. Meanwhile, Simon isn't the only person having a birthday. Elphaba is turning into an elder. And Byron, as you can tell, is just giddy about this. So, the day is full of grand meals and cake. And Byron is giddy about that too. But he notices that his wife just really isn't. When he asked her about it, she explained how part of this curse that she's under, well, she does want to eat human flesh, specifically his, but it kind of makes all of the other meals that she has just really bland and empty. And because of that, she's never really sated. Other than those few times that she made doppelgangers of herself and then like killed them and ate those. Yeah, she was happy then, but most of the time the other meals were just kind of meh. So Byron realizes this is a problem because Byron really likes to eat, and there has to be a solution. Now, he starts thinking about it, and he knows Elle is smart. She's a lot smarter than he is, and a lot more crazy. And she has smart friends, and they probably looked into all the lore and all the smart solutions. And if smart solutions aren't going to work, Byron realizes that maybe an absolutely ridiculous solution might work. So he goes to the computer and researches various urban legends about food. And after a while, he finds one that he thinks might work and begins to implement his plan. Here, Elle, eat this grilled cheese. I think I've eaten enough today, she said back to him. I know, but just try it. So she eats the grilled cheese, and then she eats another, and then she eats another, and then Elle's mind opens, flooded with the truth about life and happiness. She knows, she understands that there is only one path, there's only one way, and that one food that should be consumed at all times for all reasons. Elphaba sees the light. Byron, I think I only want grilled cheese sandwiches from now on. Oh, okay, so they taste good? They taste like the honeyed grace of heaven. Sweet. I'll buy more bread. Okay, if you don't know what that is, this is actually something that the Sims team gave us as a little anniversary gift a few years back. What it does is, if you eat 3 grilled cheese sandwiches in a row, you get that little notification up there that basically says you now have the option of having grilled cheese as your aspiration. And you have to go like through all these grilled cheese, various things to do and everything, and you get really obsessed with them. But at the end, you can paint pictures of them, and you can, like summon them, which, I mean, she can summon food anyway, but, it is a nice solution to the problem. And I think it was really neat that I created this whole issue with her to have about the curse and wanting to eat him and everything, and then realized that Sims had actually already installed a perfect way for me to ridiculously fix it. And I just, seriously, this is why I love this game. It is specifically moments like that. Because, again, dumb solutions to dumb problems. Yay. Meanwhile, Byron decides that freelancing really isn't working for him. He thinks maybe it's better if he actually gets a job helping the environment. Maybe that would make a difference in stopping, Tropis this Von Villain or whatever her name is. So Byron decides that if he does this, just kind of follows a more traditional little path here, then things will be better. And, hopefully they will. All in all, Byron accepts his changing situation fairly well. He's even making sure that new pictures are placed on the walls to show who Elle really is underneath the raccoon suit, even though he does, in a way, kind of miss the raccoon suit. This is a little tip for new players. As you start to bring in art that shows your Sims, like pictures from cameras or from painting portraits or, doing selfies and stuff like that, you want to make sure you can hold on to it as you go from generation to generation. Games can always crash and you can lose save files. And this is my little trick for getting around it. Actually, it's not like my little trick, probably everybody's little trick. Anyway, what you do is you create a wall outside your house and put all your Sim portraits and pictures on it. Then hit this button right here and select Room. By doing this, you're uploading your artwork to your online library. That way, if your game crashes, you can still continue on with your heirlooms. It's also a good idea, of course, to save your family from time to time. I did that as soon as Simon was born. So if this game crashes, I've got my family on another. I've got my family in the library, so I can just go ahead and put them in another area. Mind you, they'll have to be like reestablishing relationships and stuff like that, which is still annoying. But at least everything isn't absolutely lost. I'll probably have Villainous Von Trope like transport them to another world or something like that. Now when you need your art, you can always go to your library and download it again. You have to buy it, but you can always use the money cheat to compensate for that. I think even if you're not using cheats, it should be allowed in game crash situations. You know, as guilty as I felt about ending the last chapter, I feel pretty good at the end of this one. Byron made some proactive decisions. Simon is learning how to function as a person, even if he is always in an absolutely horrible mood. And Elle now dresses like this. It's the colors of cheese. Yes, Elle, I see that. And on that note, Chapter 7 of Byron vs. Trash is concluded. All visuals are done by Sims 4 and EA Product. Story is written, narrated, and edited by Augury. Please like and subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter at CowsWar. And thank you for joining us here at WarCows. Again, I am Augury, and next time we get to see our little Staggers family do domestic things like potty train toddlers and go to work. I'm sure that will work out just super great. Until then, happy simming! I actually thought about doing an entire video talking about the knitting pack, but you know, quite a few people have done those, and I just really didn't see the point in kind of getting on that because really the thing is, okay, I am a knitter, and I was like super excited about this pack, and I just don't really feel like it gave us a whole lot. I like the stuff, but at the same time, it's really plain and very basic, and I think the rocking chairs are a little bit strange, and half the furniture looks really old granny, and the other half of it looks like kind of IKEA knockoff stuff. I actually think it sort of works more with like the laundry day stuff. And aside from all that, I mean, mind you, okay, I like the details of like some of the functional pieces. I mean, well, non-functional pieces, you know, just like the decorative pieces and everything like that. You've got a lot of stuff on there. But then again, it really does look like stuff that's more for like general crafts. Because, I mean, you've got ribbons and you've got, you know, just different things that aren't necessarily really associated with knitting. Plus, the colors. I don't really like this color scheme for all this stuff. I mean, I've got the black in here because, you know, black is basic, but everything else was just very... I kind of wanted things to look a little bit more scuffed up and antiqued, and they just really don't have that. But the big problem that I have with it... Oh, wow, I actually am doing a review of this, aren't I? Anyway, the big problem I have with it, and this is kind of even a problem I had when we were voting, is that most of the stuff that we actually ended up getting looks a lot like the stuff we already had. I mean, I don't really think that these people went and looked through what is really possible with knitting these days. Because if you, like, spend like 30 minutes on Ravelry and look at the things that people are doing, you would be astounded at some of the beautiful stuff that people can make. I mean, yeah, sure, when you're first starting out, maybe you're just doing beanies. And maybe you're just doing little simple scarves and stuff like that. But people who would be like at level 10 with knitting, they can make like shawls that will just take your breath away. They can make things that are astounding. And we get this ugly pom-pom sweater thing. Really, I think that they could have like respected the community a little bit more with this. If they just really would have like gone into better detail with all of it. But, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people have said that they really kind of wish they went more general crafts. And maybe even that this knitting thing should have been more tied to eco-living because of all the different crafts that you get with that, like candle making and things like that. And I think that that probably would have worked out better. But really, even more than that, I just really wish they would have given us better selections as far as the stuff you can unlock is concerned. Oh, and there is no way you should have socks as that early in the skill. Socks are not easy to make. Socks are like complicated, and when people do them, they're actually really, really gorgeous. I mean, I just kind of feel like that they could have paid more attention to what knitting really is these days and what knitters really do. And I just don't really see that they did that. I kind of feel like it was just, and maybe I'm too close to this issue. I mean, maybe I'm just too, you know, it's kind of like the other community that I'm involved in besides Sims. Like if you look at my Facebook, it's basically like really cool knitting stuff and then people posting their builds on Sims. And, you know, some of my friends and stuff like that too. But it's not really this thing of like boring stuff that people are making. I mean, people make gorgeous stuff with their knitting. And nobody would make that monstrosity pom-pom sweater thing. No. Just no.